Ahead on Daytime Buffalo, we get tips on disaster preparedness from the American Red Cross. And then we're recognizing National Fire Prevention Week and how you can learn to keep your home safer. It's all coming up right now on Daytime Buffalo. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to Daytime Buffalo. I'm your host, Chelsea Lavelle. With Hurricane Helene taking the country by storm, disaster preparedness has been at the forefront of everyone's minds. And I'm joined now by Ken Turner from the American Red Cross to give us ideas on how we can better prepare ourselves for whatever nature brings our way. Welcome, Ken, and thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I want you to first tell us about how the American Red Cross prepares for disaster before it strikes locally.
Yes, what we do is we have volunteers that we need. And 90% of our workforce are volunteers, and many people don't understand that. We're able to train them. We also have shelters that we deal with government agencies, community-based organizations, and churches that will allow us to use them as evacuation shelters and safe havens before disasters. We also align with government before disasters, explaining what we do, and we have our disaster preparedness training that we give out to communities.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about those trainings.
Yes, 3 simple premises: making a plan, building a kit, and becoming informed. Making a plan. What's your home evacuation plan that you have? Be it a fire, be it something that with the neighborhood evacuating. Making a kit, ensuring that you have a disaster supply kit. And not only having that kit, but having it next to the door that you go in and out every day. What should be in the disaster supply kit? A little bit of money. A copy of your identification, food, medications, actually a 3x5 card with phone numbers on it. In case you leave your phone, when you evacuate, so many of us don't remember phone numbers now.
That's a good point.
As well. Ensuring that you have phone a friend that's out of the area. So you may have a family member in Denver, for example, and have a reciprocal response where if I have to evacuate, I'm going to call you, vice versa. And then understanding the community resources that are available for you in times of disaster.
Right, like those shelters that you guys were talking to us about. Okay, well, on a larger scale, what does the American Red Cross do nationally to prepare for disaster?
Well, actually, we amplify what we do locally.
Okay.
In that, one of the great things that we have is a mutual aid system across America. So the same training that happens in Buffalo happens in Butte, Montana, happens in Charlotte, North Carolina. So when we come together on a very large operation like Helene, we're working from one sheet of music, and it's one standard of approach.
Very nice. Now, you mentioned it, but, you know, American Red Cross, a lot of people don't realize how volunteer-driven it is, and you guys are always recruiting volunteers, right?
That is correct. We're always recruiting volunteers, not only to respond to Hurricane Helene, but also Hurricane Milton that's on the horizon that'll be impacting the state of Florida in the past 2 days. If someone's interested in volunteering, they can go to redcross.org/volunteer, or they can call our number, 716-886-7500.
Now, obviously, it takes resources to be able to do and provide what you do for not only us here in Buffalo, but all across the country. So how do you raise money and awareness for your efforts all year long?
Well, first and foremost, we are the American Red Cross, and there's a misnomer. People think that we're a governmental agency. That's not true. We survive through the sustainment and the generosity of the American people in that. So we look for investors to be part of our mission. Most of those are single individuals who invest with us. So for an example, $5 of an investment would give a blanket to someone. $10 in a disaster response will help feed an individual. So it can be small or large.
Beautiful. Well, Ken, thank you so much for coming in and sharing more about what the American Red Cross does. We're so proud to, host that radiothon here at Channel 4 and raising $160,000 because we know those efforts are needed, and we are sending our prayers to Florida for what they are about to go through.
And we truly thank you for being a great partner with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Viewers, for more information on how to prepare and recover from a disaster event, just visit redcross.org/gethelp. And you can support Red Cross relief efforts in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene by visiting redcross.org/donate or text Helene to 90999. Thanks again for coming in, Ken.